What's up, everybody? My name's Genesis Lorraine, and I'm a vocal coach who uses cutting-edge science to help you sing like the diva you know you are without all the guesswork. In these lessons, I teach you how to adapt every single exercise to fit your voice so you can make actual progress. But before we get started, you know what I need you to do. Hit the notification bell and the subscribe button so we can keep you making progress here at the Vox Gym. Today, I want to help you understand something. Vocalists are athletes. We are fine-tuning coordination so that we can do acrobatics with our voice. And just like a bodybuilder, it's important for you to work out your voice every single day. So if you're serious about making progress using my videos, then the best thing for you to do is to save it and make sure that you repeat it at least 5 or 6 times before I put out a new workout next Monday. Today, we're going to finally tackle a song that is so popular and that everybody has been trying to struggle to figure out how to sing. You guessed it, it's Golden from KPop Demon Hunters. And this song is actually a bit easier to sing than you probably think right now. But before we get straight into that heavy vocal load, it's important for us to do some warm-ups and some training to make sure your voice is ready for those movements. Step 1, connect to breath. Puff up your cheeks and blow out a long breath of air. If you're struggling to keep your cheeks up, probably your lips are just a little more open than they need to be. So you want to think about having just a tiny little straw poking out the front and breathe through that so you can connect with the sensation of air flow. Now that your breath is moving, we're going to isolate the movements between your breath flowing forward and your voice turning on and off on top of the breath. So I want you to do this. Puff up your cheeks, blow out, and you're going to turn your voice on and off while keeping your cheeks puffed up like this. The goal with this movement is to keep your breath flowing forward the same way, so your cheeks should stay puffed up. If your cheeks are falling down, what that means is that your breath is starting and stopping. So if that's happening for you, it's not a big deal. Just go back and try it a few times until you can keep your cheeks puffed up while you turn your voice on and off. Keep that breath flowing while we do this vocalization. All we're doing is sighing down through the voice, releasing down into a heavier, louder, moanier place as we go down. On an N. Is your breath moving? Keep going. Just melting down into that low part of your voice. And if you are a tenor bass baritone, you can just go down the octave. Breath flowing. Good job. Now that we have connected to some breath flow, we want to energize that breath by doing little pulses. Can you go, And the breath is still always going forward, but underneath, we've got some buoyancy, some bouncing happen. And if you're having trouble connecting to that, it might be useful for you to bounce a little bit. And then over time, stop the bouncing so that you can still control that energy in your breath without having to go like this, right? Because we don't want to do this on stage, but it's very useful at the Vox Gym. Here's how the exercise goes with that pulsing underneath. So sigh down. It's like I'm revving up a car. Mm-hmm. Melting down into that sound. Resist any urge to press down on your voice or bear down on it. You don't need all that. You just need release and breath flow. Going lower for my low-voiced people. Let's bring it back up now. Good job. Now that we have loosened up the low part of our voice, which is the foundation of the house, so all of the high notes get built on top of these low, released, moany, thick, heavy, loud, low notes. If we don't have looseness here, then go back through that sequence a couple of times till you really feel like you've got a sense of release. Building onto those low notes, we're going to start flipping up into the high notes. So I want you to do this. Zip. Zip. I'm flinging the note upwards and letting it release wherever it releases. Now, you might be saying, well, if the note's not important, why are you giving me a note to aim at? Because your brain will automatically audiate towards the correct note. Isn't that cool? So you don't actually have to concentrate, lift, perch, grip, aim to get to those notes. Your brain is going to calibrate that in the background. All you have to focus on is the correct sensation. Are you connected to the breath? And did you release on the way up instead of pushing on the way up, lifting or stretching? Let's do it here. Zip, 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 zip. Energizing the breath on the bottom. Zip, zip. Zip. Now, if you're missing the notes, which I am kind of doing deliberately here, that's okay. The notes aren't necessarily the point. The point is the stretch and the release. So I'm giving you a note to aim at, but again, don't put all that psychological pressure on yourself to go zip, to go zip. We don't need all that right now. Right now, we're just yoga stretching out our vocal cords, all right? Zip, 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 zip. How high can you go? Zip, zip. Now, if you notice that you're starting to grip in your throat as we descend higher, probably that means that you are lifting, tilting, or trying to use muscles in here to get to those notes. But the truth is that your cords are actually stretching more forward. They're not stretching up. So if you're thinking the word up, your body is trying to go up, but your cords don't really like that. So I actually want you to think the word down so that you can get more release as you go up, more and more and more. And you don't have to zzz here. If that feels tight, just go back down. Zip. and see how far you can toss that note up. Here's our next exercise. So I want you to do the same thing we just did, but we're going to be on top. It sounds like this. Zippy! And I'm letting the note fall back down because a lot of times if we think about holding, sustaining a note, our body's response will be, oh, I have to grip and hold it still. Zippy! Zippy! The last thing I want to mention to you before we just go through this sequence and get our reps in is the temptation when you go up to change that top note and to make it bigger or more forceful or changed in some way. But what you want to do is just stay in that little tiny place you found by releasing upwards. So instead of zippy and making it way bigger, leave it on that tiny little edge. Zippy! And fall down and land back into that heavy low place. Together. Zippy! 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 Think down as you go up. Zippy! Zippy! It's getting tinier and tinier, right? The temptation is to get louder and bigger. But when your cords are stretched out like this, you're on the tiptoes of your voice. What's it going to be like if you try to send all kind of force through while you're on your tiptoes? Not going to feel good. Probably going to go flat and crack. So let it get tinier and smaller and just balance on those little tiptoes of your voice. Now we'll find balance in the middle. This is what many voice teachers will refer to as your mixed voice, which is the middle part or the mixture, supposedly, of your head voice and your chest voice. But I don't teach that way because I don't think it makes sense to try to body map two separate voices when really you have one voice that just stretches. All the mixed voice is the combination of the muscles that pull your voice thick and the muscles that pull your voice thin, learning how to find balance in between those. That is all the middle of your voice is. So it's very useful to learn how to travel smoothly in between, and that's what this next exercise is going to do for you. Here's how it goes. I want za. Now that flip is quite ugly. I didn't go za. I didn't find a new place. Instead, I just shook my voice out like this. Za. Do that a couple times. Za. Za. Make sure your breath is energized. Za. If you feel like you lost your breath energy, just go back to those little revs on the Z. Za. 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 Just a couple more. As you go, if you're finding that you feel more of a lifting starting to happen, chances are you're just kind of cushioning the landing a little bit, meaning you're landing gently on that low note, trying to make sure it's right, trying to make sure it's pretty. Nobody can fault you for that, but then you end up on the tiptoes in the bottom of your voice where you really do need to do some heavy lifting because the cords are thicker. If that's happening for you, go back through that sequence again and focus only on plopping back down to the low note. Za. I came back to it. Versus za. I made it pretty so it would be right, but it's not really lined up in terms of your physiology. Step 2 of this exercise is to send up a long stretch so that you can get each end of your voice to start talking to each other and balancing out. Here's what it sounds like. So as you go up, I really want you to think, it got smaller. It's heavy again. Got that? Let's do it. Do it again. Tongue is released. Good job. Start watching yourself in a mirror as you do this exercise to make sure your tongue isn't going as you go. One more exercise for the middle voice, and then we're going to get into singing golden together. Our middle voice exercise is always based in a speaking or calling style of sound. So if you find yourself trying to go into a classical sound, that might be beautiful, but it's not going to serve you in the type of music that we're doing today. So we really want that to come more towards a hey. And over time, you'll start to realize that what you're doing here doesn't have to change according to what you're doing here. You can be doing the same thing with your vocal cords and changing the shape and the sound with your articulators and get to all of those notes, but get any kind of sound you want. If it's a belt sound, a rock sound, a theater sound, a classical sound, a jazz sound. The same thing pretty much is happening in terms of vocal cords for all of these singers. Most of the change that you hear across genres has to do with the shaping up here. So keep that in mind as you do this exercise. Please just go away. Now that top thing I did is a register flip, just like the please. It's not pretty, it's not stable. What it is loose, functional, free. And those types of exercises are how you get to a loose, functional, free belt. One more time together, then we will get our reps in. Please just go away. Please just go away. Please just go away. Please just go away. As we go up, the temptation is that reach, lift, no. Please just go away. Please just go away. Please just go away. Please just go away. Low voice people be doing this down the octave. Please just go away. 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 So calm. Please just go away. Please just go away. And you might notice that the resonance moves into your nose as you go up there. That doesn't mean you're being nasal, okay? That sound, in terms of belt, wants to change places in terms of where it resonates in your face. But it's not useful to try to force that to happen or make that happen. Rather, stay focused on staying calm here, staying in a speech position here, and allow that to happen. Now, the moment that you have been waiting for, let's get into golden. Hey singer, do you have an audition, gig, or performance coming up and you need your voice to cooperate like right now? Because you watched this training video, you can book a vocal breakthrough session with me for just $60, normally $225. In 30 minutes, we'll figure out what's holding your voice back and build a plan to help you improve fast. These sessions are limited to one per person, but we can also figure out if joining the Vox Gym is the right next step for you. Click the link in the description to claim yours. I only open a few of these each week, so if you don't see a time available, check back next week. Now let's get back to your vocal workout. Now this song does require a fair amount of pliability and flexibility in your voice to move freely between these notes. So if this doesn't feel too good today, just remember you're at the gym. If you lift a 5-pound weight today and it's heavy, but you come back for the next 3 days in a row, eventually it's not going to be heavy anymore. As long as you are using good form, good technique, and going back to the gym every day, you're going to be able to build strength, flexibility, agility, and all the things that you're dreaming of being able to do with your voice. The first thing that you have to know about singing this is that your low notes need to always be heavier than your high notes. When you focus on releasing and relaxing into those low notes, the high notes get easier and easier. As long as we're not reaching for them, we're just stretching them away. So the first thing that you really need to line up is that very low. No more hiding, I'll be shining. And each one, no more heavy. Hiding, lighter. I'll be heavy. Shining, no more hiding, I'll be shining. Experiment with how much you can exaggerate, and you will be amazed at how much easier it is to sing when you're lined up truly with the thick, thin gradation that's happening at the vocal cord level. So let's do this a couple times together. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. When you go out for born, stretch it away instead of lifting, reaching, aiming, born. That's choking you. That's choking your voice off. That's not how your voice likes to work. Instead, think about it traveling away. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Do it again. If you've got a rubber band nearby, that could be helpful, or just pretend you got something stretchy in your hand and visualize it like this. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Now get some energized breath under it. Pulse on the N before you start the phrase. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Again, with your rubber band. Rev it up. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Did you do it? If not, just come back to the gym tomorrow. Keep going for it. Now we're going to move it up a step. Here's your note. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Same thing with you with your rubber band. Here's your note. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Shall we move it up a step? Make sure you rev up your breath underneath so everything is nice and loose and bouncy. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Did you do it? Let's try it again. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Good job. Let's get some more reps in. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Here's your notes. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Congratulations, you made it to the original key. Shall we do it again? Here's your notes. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. Guys, the lesson here is that your high notes, whether they are classical notes or belting notes, need less force and less breath pressure than your low notes. And when you orient yourself to a released heavy low note, the high notes get easier and easier.
If your voice sounds different every time you sing, this is probably why.
Amateur singers think they're just having a bad voice day.
But usually they just never learned how to properly train their voice. So they spend years forcing their high notes, copying random TikTok exercises, drinking tea, doing lip trills, messing with those singing straws, and just hoping something clicks. Meanwhile, every performance feels like a gamble. One night, they sound incredible. The next, their voice disappears. I know that feeling because I used to think my voice was broken too, until I figured out something that changed everything. Your voice is not just talent. It's physics, it's nervous system training, it's athletic coordination. When you train it correctly, your high notes stop feeling random and your belt stops hurting. And your voice actually becomes reliable under pressure. That's what I teach at the Vox Gym. So if you're serious about becoming a stronger and more confident vocalist, join the Vox Gym! I'll help you finally understand why your voice does what it does.